What's going on, guys? Rainbow here from Supreme 6, coming at you from the inside of my car. I'm parked here at one of my properties waiting for some contractors and handymen to show up, and I thought I might as well take the time to shoot a Minute Monday for you all. So on today's Minute Monday, I'm going to share with you 4 useful tips when hiring and working with contractors, whether it be on your next home or your next investment property. Tip number 1, do your research. Ask for referrals from people you trust who have used the contractors in the past. Very likely, if they did a poor job or if they were overcharged, you hear about it. After that, take the time to interview the contractor. Ask for past references and look at their job firsthand. Tip number 2, get everything in writing. I can't stress how important this is. A properly documented contract is probably the only thing that protects both you and the contractor in the event a dispute arises. And no matter how much you trust each other, a written contract also acts as a clear roadmap in terms of how the work will proceed. So this helps to ensure that the project will run smoothly while reducing any risk or problems along the way. The key is to include as much detail as possible. So here's a quick tip. One condition I like to add into all my contracts is what I call a penalty clause. And what a penalty clause is in the event the contractor work exceeds the agreed deadline, then he or she would have to pay me X amount of dollars per day. This is really the only way to ensure that the contractor doesn't get sidetracked or take on too many jobs while taking on my job. Keep in mind that not all contractors will agree to this clause, but the contractors that will accept this clause are the ones that you want to be working with. Tip number 3, keep a close eye on the project. Now, I'm not a fan of micromanaging, but if it's your first time working with this contractor, then I suggest you check in with him regularly for progress updates. But if you're like me, where you have multiple projects on the go, or you're managing these projects from afar simply because you physically can't be there all the time, then have your contractor send you regular updates, whether it be by telephone call, by photos or videos, whatever it takes. And last but not least, tip number 4, never let the money get ahead of the work. One thing I learned very early on from one of my mentors was never let the money get ahead of the work. So what you can do is set up draws of payment to be paid when certain work is done. Quick tip on this point is never put more than 10% down up front. Any more than that will be too much cash on hand for the contractor for work that hasn't even begun. So there you have it. If you keep these 4 tips in mind, you're going to greatly enhance your chances of successfully hiring a great contractor on your next investment project. And once you've established a solid relationship with the contractor, you'll have a productive team in place if and when you decide to invest in your next investment property in the future. So I hope you found this useful. That's it for this week's Minute Monday. Thanks for tuning in.